Need a box of 30-30 shells.
Y'all going camping?
We're looking for the Boggy Creek creature. Late in the afternoon, Slogan came from that field there driving his cows. But it was in this barn where he saw the creature. I want to run a test on that computer. Hey, baby is working like a charm.
The marvels of modern science.
We're close to the swamp.
Hey, what are y'all doing here?
Get over here. Hold this door.
Oh my God, what have we got ourselves into?
Quiet. Tim, do you see him?
That thing ought to be left alone.
All right. Hello, great people. Today, I got the great Danny Stanton with us.
Greetings from South Carolina.
And today we're talking about Bigfoot movies and stuff. You know, Danny knows a lot of good Bigfoot movies, and there's a lot of them. Now, guys, I got to pull up. Now, remember, with this Bigfoot poll, I'm only allowed to put 4 items. I can only put 4 movies on there. I know there's a lot more. I can only put 4. So if you want to vote, I do have The Legend of Boggy Creek on there. Willow Creek, which is a found footage type movie of Bigfoot. Exist, which is another found footage Bigfoot movie. And I got Harry and the Hendersons. So, and if there's another one that should have been on there that I couldn't get it on there, just write it in the comments. Now, anybody watch the intro? Watch the intro. You see that was a newspaper clip of movies, what times they play. Growing up in the 70s and 80s, Danny knows when we go to the movies, we didn't really have TVs. So a lot of times when you want to know what's playing at the movies, you had to pick up the newspaper and you're looking at a whole page of the cinemas and you got pictures of the movies. And a lot of times back in those days, you know, Danny, the picture itself technically was the trailer because a lot of people didn't even have TVs to see trailer.
Funny you should say that. It reminds me of a little quick tale. I'm sitting on the couch one day, watching Shock Theater, watching this story about a big old giant spider crawling around called Tarantula. And all of a sudden, there comes this commercial for this new movie called Star Wars. And this was when it first came out. But every week, for 3 weeks, we were running to buy the newspapers that day to see if any of the theaters was playing that Star Wars. And then when it finally come up and we found Star Wars playing in Greenville, we got all excited and we rolled up there to see Star Wars, and the line was 1.5 miles long and we still didn't get in.
Yes. Because back in those days, it was only playing like on one screen.
Yeah.
Playing on 4 or 5 screens. So one screen, and then I remember the Star Wars in the newspaper. It had Luke like he had muscles on his stomach. So it was like what is that? What is this movie? We judged the movie by like you said, the word of mouth and the picture, because if you didn't have TV, cable TV or stuff, you didn't see these trailers.
You want me to tell you how cool my mom is? My mom was so upset that we didn't get in that Saturday night to go see Star Wars that she made a couple of phone calls to her friends. And at 10 a.m. Sunday morning, me, my mom, and about 20 of our friends sit in a theater, just us, watching Star Wars. She rented the whole theater just for us.
I told everybody the first movie that I ever saw was Star Wars. I remember I was a little kid sitting there like, what the fuck is that? Look at that ship. I mean, as a kid, I didn't know what to expect.
F-bomb.
Did not know what to expect. And like, what? There's a man in a black suit, white suits shooting each other, lasers. I mean, it was, when you're a kid, that was the greatest. I mean, that was just.
Oh my God. You just spawned a headache in me by reminding me what the first movie I ever saw in a theater was.
Yeah, Star Wars, my first movie ever. And
I'm slightly older than you.
And
the first movie the first movie I ever remember seeing in the theater, Eric, was called The Thing with Two Heads. It had Rosie Greer getting a head sewed onto him.
But Danny, what sucked was I remember we were going to go to the 1 o'clock showing. And like you said, the line was so long. We got in line and we couldn't even see the 1 o'clock. We had to like wait all the way to, I can't remember if it was a 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock, because one screen and first come, first get. They weren't seated seats. You didn't get to pick or choose your seats. You get whatever is left. And it was those were the days. Okay, now guys, we're gonna be talking about Bigfoot movies, but of course the title of the show is The Legend of Bobby Creek.
Boggy. Why you always call it Bobby's Creek? Is it like it's like
I always call it Boggy Creek. I don't know why. Bob, my brother Bob, Bobby. It makes sense, right? Robert, Bobby. It all comes together.
That's what you should name that place where y'all saw Bigfoot. Bobby's Creek.
Now, Boggy Creek, if you read the things, it'll tell you that it's kind of a docu type of movie that's considered fakery. I mean the story, but the story comes from true stories of what's happened on Boggy Creek. For example, here, let me just pull up this screen. The legend of Boggy Creek. Okay, if now the movie is a made up family, but the legend of Boggy Creek was inspired by eyewitness reports of a Sasquatch-like creature said to live in the rugged bottomlands near the small town of Fork in southwest Arkansas. The folk monster, the folk whatever it's called, or the Boggy Creek monster, as it came to be called, came to attention of locals when it was cited several times in the 1960s. In May of 1971, a family was reportedly attacked at their rural homes, which sent one of them to the Texarkana hospital with injury. So a family actually did go to a hospital from an attack. The incident came to the attention of local news reporters who published a story in the Texarkana Gazette newspaper. The resulting attention brought forth other witnesses and eventually inspired Charles Pierce to build a movie idea around the story of the folk monster. Over the years, sightings of the creatures have been reported by countless people, including respected citizens, experienced hunters, famous musicians, and even police officers. The release and ultimate success of the legend of the Bobby Creek brought the creature to worldwide fame. But sightings reports did not stop in the 1970s near the small town of Fork. Southeast of Texarkana, people are still reporting encounters with the mysterious creature even today. So if you guys think about it, the movie Titanic, the ship really sank. But the story of Jack and Rose were made up for the Titanic movie. But the Titanic did sink. This story was based around sightings, which took the family to a hospital.
Yeah, come on now, Eric, because everybody knows the legend of Boggy Creek, the movie, ain't really a Hollywood movie. It's an independent production, yeah. And it's supposed to be a semi-documentary. The events portrayed in the legend of Boggy Creek are supposed to have really happened. It's supposed to be a documentary style movie.
And I actually had I did have information. I kind of lost it on like how much the movie costed to be made. Like I think
I think it was $100,000.
It was like $150,000, and then the claims today from the people who made it have said, and it's not verified, but the movie has made between 25 to 50 million. So it did well over time. It did very, very well. So
I know that they said on a documentary I watched it cost around $100,000 to make the movie, and in the first month of being released, it had made $16 million.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. I found the information. Here we go, guys. So the movie costed around $160,000 budget, and then where was it? There was something that said it has made over 25 million and probably more. Let me see here. According to Variety, film earned another 4.8 million in 1975. Okay, ultimately it made 25 million. So I was right. Ultimately it made 25 million. So it's a lot. It reminds me a lot of actually the original 1970 Halloween movie, where those movies were made for like 100,000, 300,000, and they actually made 25 million is not a bad profit.
Well, you see that they made like what 4.6 million just on the re-release of the DVDs and 80 something.
Yes, and guys, I do have a trailer to The Legend of the Boggy Creek. So before I play the trailer, people that you find awesome people in the chat, do you guys want to see the trailer of The Legend of the Boggy Creek? Let me and Danny know if you guys want to see the trailer. Because I do. I want to see it.
Everybody wants to see that trailer.
Oh, Danny.
It's one of the best trailers they are.
People in our chat don't care about Bigfoot. You know that. I'm joking. Let's look at it.
Hey, it's got a really cool. Legend of Boggy Creek has a really cool theme song too.
That to today's dollars. You're right. You're like Blockbeard. There is a conversion price where if you convert it to nowadays, it's actually more. And that I did have that information. It did say that it technically, if it was out today, it would have made 50 million compared to the price change. So you are correct, Locke. You are correct. Let's check out the Legend of the Boggy Creek trailer.
Here in this primitive river bottom wilderness in southern Arkansas, along with deer, duck, crane, and beaver, lurks a creature that walks upright. Whether it is a man, a monster, or a myth, no one really knows. What we do know is the people around Fouke, Arkansas say they have seen such a creature nearly 250 times since 1954. And that this creature, whatever it is, emits one of the most terrifying sounds ever recorded. Boggy Creek, rated G.
And it's right there, guys. It says right there, a true story. Hey, I guess today is Ron's birthday.
Happy birthday.
It says, Eric, we want a happy birthday for Ron, sang by you and Danny. Well, listen, guys, I can't speak for Danny if he wants.
I'm not singing.
Ron, but Ron, if you're still there, I saw you there earlier, Ron. I'll do my best. I'll do my best.
And I'll watch because I'm not singing.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Ron. Happy birthday to you. And hopefully no meteorites land on top of you. All right, there we go.
What would have
Ron
been
says
funnier if you'd have done it like
happy
Marilyn
birthday.
Monroe?
And
singing
what I
the Kennedy.
understand, Danny, is Ron turns 26 today. 26. He ages backwards.
Oh,
Yeah, he's got the magic gift of aging backwards, which we should all have. So Danny, you told me, you're telling me a story that when you saw the Legend of the Boggy Creek, that it actually scared you. It's like one of your original scary movies that actually frightened you as a kid. Did it really frighten you?
yeah. I would say it actually frightened me, but you see, the problem with that was when I saw the Legend of Boggy Creek, it didn't register up here. It didn't go through my mind that, hey, this is real. It's a true story. It's a documentary. I put it in the category of just another horror movie, like The Wolfman, like Frankenstein, like Dracula, just a Halloween horror movie. It was way later on that I saw In Search of and Unsolved Mysteries and realized how real it really was. It was after I saw one that I realized how real they really were. But when I saw the Legend of Boggy Creek, I guess I was 6 or 7, 8 years old, and I never.
He said, "I hope I don't get a copyright for singing the song."
That's actually funny because they still copyright people for that song now.
Yeah, they do.
But I don't think it can. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on it, but
that's what makes a movie good, where it's about trying to scare you first, and then about what the movie is technically about. I told people I was so impressed, like beginning of the week, when I put on Hulu and I watched that one movie called No One Will Save You, and it turned out to be an alien abduction movie, but the movie was like somebody's breaking into a house, like trying to scare you type of deal before they bring it in, and sometimes what the Legend of the Boggy Creek and some other movies had to do, especially in those days when you don't really have a budget, you can't really show too much of the monster through the whole movie because then your whole budget's gone. It's hard to do. So they have to scare you with sounds and scariness. You know what I mean? Like being dark, kind of like Jaws scared you in a way without even seeing the shark until the last part of the movie. It was the sound, the ocean, the expectation of something to jump out at you.
Yeah. You see, that's the problem. You go through and you have this really, really great scary movie. And right at the end of the movie, they do the big 5-minute reveal of the monster. And the monster turned out to look like something off Sesame Street.
I know. When you don't have the budget, I mean, it's
and the movie's all shot for that. Since we're calling out horrible Bigfoot effects, let's talk about Bigfoot 1972 with David Carradine. Oh my God, worst Bigfoot suit ever. The man who killed Hitler and then Bigfoot. We were talking about that before the show. That has to be the worst freaking Bigfoot costume that ever existed, and the worst portrayal of a Bigfoot in a movie that ever existed. And I'm not even going to go into the worst of the worst, this thing called the Bigfoot trap I sat through.
What I want to show is I found this Screen Rant page, and they wrote the 10 best Bigfoot movies ranked. This ain't ranked by me. It's not ranked by Danny. And I can't sit here, we can't sit here to say these are the 10 best, but this is just for talking points anyway. So let's check this out.
I'll tell you if I enjoyed it or not, or if I've seen it or not. That's the best I can do.
The 10 best Bigfoot ranked. Strange Wilderness. Okay, now I've honestly, I've seen this once, and I can't remember almost nothing about it. What this movie's about is this guy is a fellow podcaster. He had a TV show, and it was being canceled. So he went and got a group of fuck ups, and they go out and trying to get the prize, the Bigfoot.
I really hate these kind of Blair Witch movies. It's all made with little cheap cameras, and they try to go for that YouTube look. I really, really don't like movies made like that. If I want to watch videos like that, I'll watch them on YouTube. I go to the theater or I watch a movie. I want to see a theatrical production. I don't want to see some shit that my friends shot in the backyard.
See you later, Nona Boss. Hey, Nona Boss, tell your boss that you're watching the Paranormal Highway, and he can sit there and watch it with you. God damn, what's wrong with your boss not letting you watch my channel? Come on.
I'm confused. I thought Nona Boss's job was YouTube.
And you know, in this movie, I know, right? And I can't remember this movie. I really can't. I just remember this song. Now, here's another one called number 9 called Night of the Demon that came out in 1980. And I've never seen this one.
Surprisingly good. Not as bad as you would think for a not a B movie, but a C movie. And I call it a C movie because it's so old and out of print. You're lucky if you can see it anywhere besides YouTube. But it was not horrible. I had seen a lot worse movies.
Jessica Jones says, I met Keith Cabotry, who played the Boggy Creek Monster at the Alabama Bigfoot Conference last year. Oh, wow. That must be cool. That's awesome.
Is there a video of that up somewhere? I think I saw a video of something like that. No.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Unfortunately, I've never seen the Night of the Demon. And one of the kind of cool things that I like looking these stuff up, because now I'm going to try to find it. But the thing is, most of these you got to pay and rent. You can't really.
You'd be surprised how many of these movies are on YouTube. Yeah,
that is true. Now let's go down this one. Abominable in 2006. I actually have not seen this, and it's if you have Peacock, you can watch it.
That movie is above average,
and it's on Peacock, so
it's a lot. It's an A movie. It's a horror movie with a real budget and good special effects. I'm not real thrilled about the way the Bigfoot looked in it. I mean, he wasn't the best Bigfoot costume I ever saw, but the movie theatrically is shot really well.
You know,
not a big fan of that goof that plays in it, though. But
I do got to mention, we're not talking about streaming services, but who fucking came up with the idea in a fucking conference room and said, hey, let's name our streaming service Peacock? I'm serious. What the fuck came up with fucking Peacock? I swear to God, that is the most stupidest freaking name for a streaming service. Peacock.
Well, at least they put the P on it.
I know, but I'm like, Peacock. Whose great idea? Who got a bonus for saying, let's name it Peacock? Okay. I did see this one. Exist 2014. Roku, and it's on Roku and Tubi. This was actually recommended to me by Connor Flynn, Bigfoot Anon.
It's actually on my top 10 favorite Bigfoot movies list.
And I tell you guys,
I have my top 10 list beside me right here.
If you guys have not seen Exist, it is actually not a bad movie. It's kind of a sad movie in a little way on why Bigfoot, what Bigfoot's doing in the movie. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't want to ruin it for somebody if you haven't seen it, but Bigfoot's angry for a reason in this movie, and you kind of feel bad for why Bigfoot's mean. You know what I mean? When I'm trying to, why can't I? Oh, I'm sorry. When I'm trying to do something real quick, because I want to put a link in the chat, because a lot of these like Danny would tell you, a lot of these I cannot show you, but because there are certain copyrights, and you can play copyrights that there's not. What I mean is you can play certain kind of copyrights, but when you play multiple copyrights, it can get you. But hold on one second. Who is calling me? Give me a second. Give me. Let me turn this off. Somebody's calling me. All right. I'm gonna put. 1 second. I lost.
Excuse me, Mr. Wood. Would you like some solar panels today?
No, here we go. My apologies. Let me go back here. If you guys go to my Reddit page, all these trailers that I can't show you, they're actually on my Reddit page. If you go there, they're actually on my Reddit page. So if you do want to see some of these trailers, you can go to my Reddit page, Gypsy Road, and you'll be able to see some of these trailers. So beyond that, let's go to the next one. Willow Creek. Willow Creek is another one that was recommended to me by Bigfoot Anon that I watched. It's a found footage movie, and the trailer is on my Reddit page. You can watch. It's copyright. I can't play it here. And that wasn't too bad of a movie. It's mostly just a man and a woman throughout their whole movie. He wants to make a documentary of the Bigfoot, and during the documentary of filming, later in the movie, of course, they get attacked by Bigfoot. Wasn't too bad of a movie. You do gotta sit and watch two people throughout the movie to get to the good stuff, but it wasn't too bad.
I didn't hate the movie. I liked the acting in it and everything, but once again, it's one of these found footage Blair ripoffs, and I'm really sick of seeing a Blair Witch ripoff found footage movie. Anybody on YouTube can make one of these and probably do a better job than some people.
Yeah. Again, like I said, it wasn't bad, but you do got to sit to a lot to finally get to, I guess.
Okay, here's my rule with the movie. If I sit through a movie and it just makes my head hurt, I try not to watch it again. And if the movie, let's put it this way, if Long Island Bigfoot videos show more Bigfoot and have more adventure than the movie, I probably don't want to watch the movie again because I can just watch Long Island Bigfoot videos.
And again, if you got Peacock, you can watch this movie for free if you're subscribed to Peacock. Fucking Peacock should fucking sponsor this show today. Okay, now I do have to
check out Peacock for as little as $19.99 a month.
Number 5 is The Man Who Killed Hitler, and then The Bigfoot. Now this movie did have a trailer that's not copyrighted. So let's check out the trailer too.
Yeah,
The Man Who
pull my hair out and cry.
And Killed Bigfoot.
Oh God.
My grandfather used to tell me stories all about this one soldier. As he got older, the stories got stranger. Some I believed, others I don't know. But it wasn't describing a man.
Wallet, keys.
It was more like something mythic, legendary. You didn't pull any swords from any stones, did you? But you might have done something. Something bigger, maybe.
So how have you been? You look a little tired. What's bothering you?
Things I could have done differently. Regrets. I shot someone during the war. I never wanted that, even if he had it coming. And he did.
You've heard about the killings up north?
What's the FBI have to do with it?
Imagine all our worst fears about influenza, inhumans, bovine, swine, all of it coming true to life, only worse.
It's the Bigfoot, Ed. They want me to kill it. It's the carrier of this plague-type thing.
Well, that's no good.
If we cannot contain the beast, if we cannot destroy it and it escapes, it could mean the very end of our world as we know it.
You're the last resort.
You know what gets me? Hollywood could put that trailer together and make that movie look so good, and you'd have no idea how big a piece of shit it really is.
Now, I'll be honest, I have not watched that movie.
Do yourself a favor and don't.
It's on you if you get it's free on Tubi. So if people want to watch it, you can watch it free on Tubi. The reason I haven't watched it was because I don't like the title, not the part he killed Hitler. That's fine. He want to.
Yeah, that's the best part of the movie.
But I don't like the title, like going out to kill Bigfoot. Like he's being paid to go hunt for the FBI and stuff.
You gotta understand though, Bigfoot's got this virus and he's giving everybody the virus, and every animals was getting sick and dying, and if people get it, it's like COVID, it kills you and stuff. And he has to go out and sterilize the Bigfoot because he's the only one who's immune to it. But for some reason that they don't tell you.
Okay, that makes sense because I'm thinking to myself, my God, the military has really fallen. If they got no great snipers anymore, no great soldiers, that they have to go to.
But he's the only one who get close to it that won't be affected by the virus.
Bigfoot. Okay.
And how the freak he becomes the only one who can't be affected by the virus? You know the movie. Well, we're not going to explain that to you too good. We're going to leave that out there, but it won't affect him. I hate this movie so much. I hate the makeup. I hate the way Bigfoot looks. I hate the ending of it. The best part of that movie is all the Germany stuff where he kills Hitler. That's actually a good part of the movie. That's a better part than the Bigfoot thing.
They should just done it on that movie. I actually have not seen the Bigfoot Trap. Is that a horror kind of? Is that more like Henderson's type of movie? What is the Bigfoot Trap?
It just come out this year, and I haven't had. That's the one of the two that I haven't had a chance to get to yet. They're on my list, but there's nowhere I can see them presently because it has just came out.
Now, this next one on the
That's
list,
2023.
This next one on the list is called Letters from the Big Man. It's basically a woman who's out on her own, out in the woods, and kind of like sounds like a relationship. There's actually, I can't show you the trailer because it is copyrighted big time. You can watch it on Reddit, where there's actually like a Jedi scene where she's sitting there, and like when you watch Star Wars, the Jedi Ghost, there was a Jedi Ghost Bigfoot in this movie.
Here's the thing.
I have not watched it.
Have you ever seen that old movie about that lady who went out and lived with the monkeys? The gorilla lady? I can't remember her name.
Gorilla in the Mist?
Yeah, you seen that movie? What they did was take Gorillas in the Mist script and mark out monkey and write in Bigfoot and reshot it, because that's what you get with this Bigfoot in the Mist movie. It's kind of horrible.
I want to make a movie called Bigfoot Zombie. Strippers from Planet 9. Planet.
And it just based on the title would be better than this piece of crap.
Planet 9. Planet 9. That's from Planet.
Hey, Dr. Wood.
That's Ed Wood.
Dr. Wood. Let me give a special shout out to Dr. Wood, Robert Wood, Eric's brother in chat. Hey, Dr. Wood, I want you to take out your little red thing that you Google up videos on, and I want you to go to Google search, and I want you to type in Bigfoot porn, and I want you to click on some of them videos and watch them, Dr. Wood. Get back to me later.
And then after the show, Dr. Wu, answer your phone because I got to discuss something with you.
About Bigfoot porn.
After the show, Dr. Wu. Now, number 3 is what we talked about, Legend of Boggy Creek. And I think most people will say, out of all the Bigfoot movies, this one is still the crown jewel, really.
How in the blue hell did it be number 3? What is better than the Legend of Boggy Creek?
Listen, Danny, I can already tell you what's number 1. I can tell you right now, we all know what's number 1. And the most common people out there, the movie that's number 1, you'll see why it's number 1. Not number 1 for us, but we know why this movie you'll see number 1 is number 1.
I swear to God, if Harry and the freaking Hendersons is number 1.
No, Harry and Henderson is actually number 2.
It should not even be on this list. It's a kiddie movie. It's horrible. Well, it's actually a great movie. It's very entertaining for entertainment. It's not nowhere near seriously a Bigfoot movie.
Well, there's a lot of cartoons.
It should be a damn Disney movie.
Of course, they put the missing link. They put
you gotta trying not to use profanity, but it's really hard in this case. You got to be kidding me. That ain't Bigfoot. That's Pigfoot. That thing looks like it made it with a pig.
Oh God!
Oh
now,
my God, that just makes me so sad.
I do have one.
The creature from Black Lake wasn't even on that list, really?
No, it wasn't. But that's what I was about to say. I do have another trailer that was recommended to me by Daily Dan, the creature from the Black Lake. Let's check out the trailer to the creature of the Black Lake.
Well, actually, the creature from Black Lake is the serious version of the Legend of Boggy Creek. You know, it's the theatrical version. It's
okay.
Both of them based on the Fount Monster. Both of them based in that area of Boggy Creek, and both of them based in reality. But this is the theatrical version.
Let's take a look.
A theory that many anthropologists have considered is that this creature could possibly be a mutated bear or a gorilla.
I'll check it out.
Some scientists absolutely scoff at the idea of a Sasquatch, a Bigfoot, a Yeti, a skunk ape, or whatever you want to call it.
We know it's in southern Arkansas or northern Louisiana.
You don't really want to go down there, huh?
The only thing we lack are two things. That's money and wheels.
No? Some sort of creature attack here out there. I think it was out here about 40 miles. Some trapper and his friend that was killed or lost. No?
You're welcome here, so long as you don't go nosing around scaring the daylights out of these people about some mysterious monster.
Oh my God!
Doing being a few Yankee boys.
There's never been a report or an incident of this creature ever attacking or harming a human being.
Oh my God!
Mayday, I have a mayday. Everybody, get off the line!
This one is deeper. Get back! And deeper. And deeper. Oh, I've been trapping in these here swamps for 40 years, and I know I should have found some wild pigs or some coons or something. And I smelled something. It stunk up the whole place. That's when I found what I was looking for. Neck just snapped like a snake. There was another. And I stand there in the middle of all this stuff, and that's the first time I heard it. What was it? Nothing.
I pulled out this morning on the road.
I want to prove its existence. Prove its existence.
But I know when I get there, 10-4, good old buddy, 18-wheeler whizzes by, Mark of 60, smoke is taking pictures that are smile.
Now, where's that movie on your list?
Creature from Black Lake. Oh, that would definitely be number 2. To me, it's like the second. Boggy Creek would be number 1 for best Bigfoot movies. Creature from Black Lake would probably be number 2. They're older, but their basis and the way they're shot are just so classically good, and they stand up today to give you a good scare.
Now, the movie that Ron mentioned earlier, I found an IMDb on it called The Bigfoot Trap.
Oh,
you see here, The Bigfoot Trap. It is 2023.
I haven't seen this one yet, so
it's only an hour 25 minutes. So hour 25. Journalist's life changed forever when he's looked inside of a Bigfoot trap by an insane Sasquatch hunter.
I did watch a trailer for this movie last night in preparation for this. It's not real high on my list of movies to see neither, but I will watch it eventually.
I wonder, Cosmic Neighbors, Ron, is this like, I know you can rent it on Amazon, you can rent it on Apple and all that, but do you know, Ron, if this movie is free on a streaming service? Because a lot of streaming services have 7-day free trials and all that, so I'm just curious. I don't want to rent, but I don't have to if it's free on something. Or what does it say there? Hold on. Watch on Prime. So buy for $5.99. So I'm guessing it's not free on Prime.
And I'm guessing it's not worth $5.99 on anything.
Yeah. I mean, I've never even heard of this.
Like I said, I watched the trailer for it, and it didn't seem Bigfooty enough for me. And it seemed more like it was based on some kind of scam going on, and it did a Bigfoot thing.
I don't know, and I didn't read it. And I'm sure if that movie came out in 2023, that trailer would definitely be heavily copyrighted.
And there's another one that come out before that one, like 2 years before in 2021, I think, called Dawn of the Beast, that you might find a little bit more interesting.
Now, hold on. He wrote, Eric, the Bigfoot Trap isn't some great movie, but it's watchable, and it's about a guy who wants to become famous and will do anything, even hoax, to get famous. Oh wow, that's kind of a point of view, because we see that we see that.
Like I was saying, it was more of a movie about a scam than it was about Bigfoot.
Sounds like it's like a movie based off of what's that?
Rick Dyer.
Rick Dyer type of deal. You know what I mean?
We should get Nikki to come over from Sasquatch Secrets and tell us all about this movie when it comes out.
I do have another trailer that I can play. It's not copyrighted. Night of the Demon. So I actually do have one more trailer. Hold on. I'm impressed. You know your Bigfoot movies. Well, first of all, we all love movies, but I've always said that Bigfoot hasn't really, in my opinion, what I mean is, my opinion is, really haven't been tapped into a high production kind of a movie. Like I'm, you know what I mean, Danny. I'm not talking about like low budgets, like a movie that maybe don't invest $20 to $50 million in a movie. I never really seen Bigfoot being tapped into that kind of a movie. I think it can work on a masses appeal if they do it right and make the Bigfoot look just real and scary. But in my opinion, I mean, I guess the highest, I hate to say it, is probably Harry and the Hendersons.
You see, the problem with this is, and here it comes, if you give somebody a big budget to make a Bigfoot movie, you get Harry and the Hendersons.
I know.
If you give them a small budget, you get Exist or Willow Creek or something. And there's no in between that's really good.
Dan, I'm serious. I would love them to let James Wan take a crack at a Bigfoot movie, because he's a great horror movie maker, and he does them on a cheap. He does them cheap, and he makes those movies more about the scare versus what you're watching. I would love to see a James Wan Bigfoot movie. But now I'm going to play one more trailer, The Night of the Demon, because I actually have that, and it's not copyrighted. So this is Night of the Demon.
Someone's going to stay up and watch it.
Oh, yeah, Linda's going to stay up and watch it. It's part of her job.
What?
Well, I'm afraid after tonight, someone is going to have to stand guard. We're already in Bigfoot territory, where all those people were killed.
That looks like a shaved Bigfoot.
Those horror stories you heard about in the forest, they're true. They're all true.
VHS. If it's on VHS, you could probably find it at a
Did I see that right? Did I see something flash up there that insulted me? Did somebody say I look like a shaved Bigfoot? Oh my God! Hey, let me say that remark comes from a guy whose face looks like an 80-year-old woman's vagina, all gray and hairy. Just put that out there for everybody. Ha ha ha.
So okay. That's awesome. You guys are all awesome. Okay, so but let me ask you this, Danny. We all know there's history.
You can't even think now because I messed everybody up.
We all know there's history of Bigfoot. A lot of us have Bigfoot encounters, and I had an encounter. You had an encounter, but our encounters, we weren't harmed at all. I'm not saying we would have been. So technically, if they made a real typical high price horror movie, I wonder if that would put Bigfoot in a bad light in a way, like this thing is horrible. This thing is a killer, which technically we don't truly know if Bigfoot is a killer. Yeah, there's stories of them harming.
That would depend on how you wrote the movie. Now, if I was writing the movie, it would be like little Bigfoot juniors out walking in the woods, and two skanky hunters come by and shoot little Bigfoot in the face, and it enrages Daddy Bigfoot so bad that his little Bigfoot son got killed, and he goes on this Bigfoot killing spree in Redneck Kentucky or something. You feel sort of you understand why he's killing the hunters and killing the people. You got to do it. It depends on the writing of the movie. So many of these movies just have, here's Bigfoot, and he's a monster, and he's going to kill you. They don't got no story to even explain why it would do something like that. That's the problem with movies.
And Monster Raider, you're correct. Unfortunately, there are some historical snippets that allude to the fact that Bigfoot can be dangerous. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. Listen, we're dangerous. Animals, a mother who just had a baby in the animal field someone will protect its baby to death. Mothers of us will protect their babies. The good ones will protect their babies to the death. So we're all animals. We all cause harm, So yeah, and of course there's Bigfoot that cause harm, but there's Bigfoots that we've seen that could have caused harm and they didn't. That's all I'm saying. That the Bigfoot could have. When we were chasing the Bigfoot down in the woods, that Bigfoot could have stopped, turned around, took Dr. Wu, and ate him for breakfast or ate him for dinner. But he didn't. But yeah, then there are stories that people go missing all the time, with the secret underground tunnels and all that. So yeah, but humans are, I still say to this day, humans are more dangerous. Fuck, look what's going on around the country right now with these war attacks and these terrorist attacks. Humans are the most monsters of anything out there.
Yeah, I'm not even going to comment on the war and stuff going on.
Yeah. We're not going to get into the.
I don't want to get into.
What I'm just saying is,
it wouldn't be politics, but I just don't want to get into that depressing stuff on a straight Bigfoot live stream.
Yeah, and what I'm just saying is humans are more evil sometimes of a Bigfoot and all that. But people always try to figure out why Bigfoot avoids people. It hides from everybody and don't want nothing to do with humans. Gee, I wonder why. That's exactly right. You're exactly right. That's what I'm saying. Why would they even want to try to become friends with us, knowing the fact that I'm pretty sure Bigfoot sees humans as a virus or a disease destroying everything that they call home. Yes. And this is a good comment by Ron. And that's why aliens don't come out and hang out if they could, because they tried that and they wound up on a table getting dissected, They get on a table, they get cut open, so they can understand what makes them tick. If the government, and I know, if the government could get their hands on a Bigfoot, they would try to duplicate a Bigfoot and try to learn how to use it for a weapon. I can't remember the name of the movie, but that's actually a movie I watched the trailer for last night.
I can't remember the name of it, but Bigfoot gets captured by these people who have this underground facility, and they're doing genetic tests on Bigfoot to make a freaking super soldier. It's actually a movie, dude.
Yeah, the like what Bobby wrote, the Bigfoot knows who's good and not good. I truly believe that Bigfoot can feel.
I'm thinking it might be called the Wild Man.
I really truly believe that the Bigfoot can feel like what I mean is, like, if I was Bigfoot, I could sense Danny, how his heart's beating, you know, like how he's kind of reacting. I believe a Bigfoot can really feel a person to know what his intention are, you know, like.
I've actually got a theory on that too, but you know, I've got a theory on everything because I'm one of them kind of people. But you notice how the size of the human head bases how much of our mental capacity we use for things. They say we only use 5% of our brain. If a human could use 100% of his brain, what would the human be capable of?
Oh,
would you be able to move stuff with your mind? Would you be able to read other people's mind? Would you be able to do that thought speak thing, that mind speak thing, or any of that? What level of mind would you have if you could use more of your brain power?
Yeah. Forget 100%. What can we do at 30%? You know.
Yeah. So you take a Bigfoot, and it's got this big cranial cone head, right? It may have a lot more brain capacity than us, and may actually use a lot more of its brain than we do, even though it can't verbalize. I believe it can talk just like me and you are talking, but chooses not to. I believe it knows languages, but chooses not to. That's just my personal opinion. But if it has this big brain and can do all this stuff, who say that it can't actually read your mind, know exactly what you're thinking?
Oh, I think Danny's breaking up.
In the wood, be so. Am I breaking up?
Yeah, you're freezing up.
It's that little Bigfoot mind power thing I was talking about. I gotta quit doing that. Well, anyway, Bigfoot uses his brain power, and who's to say that he couldn't sit in the woods and 500 yards away know who's coming and what they're thinking? That's how he avoids everything. Who knows what level of brain power a creature like this would have? His brain power might be so much that he can put the thought in your head that he's not there and just be invisible, because his power of brain is telling your brain that, hey, he's not there. It's just when you come to brain power and what it's capable of, it's a limitless, endless possibility.
Danny, when you hear some stories from people, and you know, like I said, there are stories that some people on a Bigfoot investigation feel there's Bigfoot right there, and they said that they've seen orbs. Now there's 1,000. It only takes one or two to connect the story with an orb. But when you hear that somebody telling a story like the Sasquatch, oh God, you know, I forget my friend, the three girls, I forgot their name. The Sea Squatchers. The Sea Squatchers have told stories on my channel about when sometimes they go out on a Bigfoot investigation, they've actually seen orbs they feel that's around Bigfoot. You think there's a connection maybe by any chance with orbs and a Bigfoot?
I don't know if he planned that said way or if it just worked out so great. Well, yes, Eric, I kind of think they might be, because let me tell you what happened in my latest video. You can see that video on the Daddy Dan blog. Shameless self-promotion. Anyway, in his own video, heard this weird sound, went out and started making a video. And, you know, like something's walking, but I can't see what it is. And that seems to be the story always. I can never catch it on camera, no matter what kind of good lights I get. And anyway, and as I'm filming, I noticed something flashed to my right. And when I panned the camera around, there's this blue, long orb-shaped thingy right over here beside me.
Really? Oh man, you're breaking up. Are you still with us?
I'm trying to be.
Okay, that's good. So
I'm getting some interference. These black helicopters, seems like every time I go on a show with you, I start hearing helicopters. It never comes around. Well, a matter of fact, one day they did come around when I wasn't on, and I got them on camera, and them videos are up. But they come over every time I'm on with you. I hear them going over.
Can somebody in the chat? Can somebody put the Daily Dan link in the chat? I'm trying to. I got. Oh, okay, I got your channel right here. Let me pop it up because you said you just got this.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Let me go.
It was Sunday. It might have been Friday or Sunday's video.
Okay, hold on.
I think Sunday I was talking about it, and Friday I put it up that I saw it. But the videos were like a week earlier when they were actually shot. But
hold on a second. I just had it, and it. Dude, what are these black helicopters doing right now? Are they like disrupting?
Well, they don't want these stories to get out. I'm telling you, man.
Okay, here. Let me see. I got it back. It's like they don't want here the data down. So is it a short or is it an actual video?
Video.
Okay. Let me know.
Hold on. Go up to like that one right there. I think.
The high strangeness, Bigfoot, and the bizarre light orb.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there it's kind of set into it happens in the first few minutes too. It's like, because you see, like right when that video starts, I'm panning over that way, and you don't see Jack. There ain't no lights. There ain't nothing weird.
Why is there a volume? Oh, that's why. We got our
10 minutes ago. I heard this loud
radio.
pop, this loud snap, like a tree limb breaking. I thought it was just nature, you know. Trees collapse, trees right away, trees break. See? Look at the Lottie thing. Did you see it?
A weird flash, and then it went away.
Right in the middle of the yard, there's this flashy light, and like it don't repeat, and it's
right there.
Yeah, and it's like 20 feet off the wood line, like right in the middle of the yard.
Trees right away, trees break.
Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going to slow it down. Oh, real quick, World Bigfoot Radio just said I just had the star of the Legend of Boggy Creek on my show on Sunday. For those who missed it, that is cool.
It was a great show too, by the way.
That was cool. I didn't get to see that one. Now I gotta go.
By the way, if you people think I don't watch your stuff, I do watch it. But if I don't got a wrench and I'm not a moderator, I usually don't make too many comments. It kind of annoys me not to have a wrench.
Trees right away, trees break.
Right there.
Yeah.
So
now I would think that would be anything but an orb, but just the way it happened to where it was located.
So I was going to ask you, Dan. So if you walk straight that way, what is technically over there? Like, what is if you walk straight?
A wooden wall and a tree line, but the thing that's flashing is 20 foot from the tree line in the middle of a big empty yard.
So there's no houses. You're saying there's no houses.
There is a house. There is a house located 80 yards, 70 yards behind that light source. But at the time this was shot, nobody was at home and it was completely dark.
I was about to ask you that. So nobody was home. So nobody
I
was.
happen to know for a fact nobody was at home because they had asked me to keep my eyes open that way that night.
Wow.
Wow.
Now, and since you're out there, it never happened again.
The whole rest of that video, I'm like, what the heck was that little flashy thing? It never showed up again. It was in the middle of the yard. Now, the reason I find this really peculiar is 3 days before this happened, I'm sitting in my usual spot, smoking a cigar, watching something on YouTube on a phone beside me, because I like to smoke outside. You know that I don't smoke in the house. So I spend a lot of my time sitting outside smoking. And right over there in pretty much the same spot, the same little area where that little blue light flashed that night, 3 days before, I saw something I cannot freaking explain. I mean, just one of the most bizarre things I've ever saw. Ever. I saw the shape of a humanoid.
Well, I'm going to look at the poll real quick.
I saw the
Now,
shape
again,
of like a man, right?
no,
Or
I
a
mean,
Bigfoot, or
I love this. Now, guys, like I said, in the poll, I can only put.
Listen to what I'm saying.
So in the poll, it looks like Harry and Henderson's
Am I going out again?
48%. Legend of Boggy Creek is at 33%. Exist is at 14%, and Willow Creek's at 5%. Again, people, I can only put 4. It doesn't allow me to put 5 or 8. I would love to put like 10 movies, and you guys get to pick from 10, but I couldn't put 10. So, you know that. So
anyway, what I was saying, Eric, over there where that blue light was, I saw the shape of a humanoid figure, right? But it didn't look like a person. You could see right through it. It was the sparkles from Twilight, like a sparkling shape. You know, like the vampire when he walks in the sunlight and he starts sparkling. I was seeing a sparkling human-y thing. I grabbed my camera phone out and I started recording. And then I stopped and made a second video. And as I started to make the second video, the sparkly thing looked like it beamed out like the people in Star Trek and the old Star Trek when they'd beam up and then it vanished. I got both them videos up on YouTube, but you barely can see what's going on for some reason. It didn't show up with the naked eye on the phone the way it did with the naked eye. And that's in the same spot where the orb was.
Now, Danny, I as a host of the show, I can't do my job properly if I don't ask you some of these kind of questions. Now, here's the question that's very important.
Yeah.
Danny was probably looking himself in a mirror drunk. Were you drunk in
I
a
wasn't
mirror?
drinking that night. No, I don't drink every night like Dr. Wu. I'm not a drunk. I'm a social drinker.
How about okay? So no alcohol, biting, and just asking. Were you high on marijuana by any chance?
It don't matter if you're high on marijuana or on drugs. If you catch it on video, the video speaks for itself.
It should. No, it does. It does. It does. It does. It does. We just wanted to ask you.
I think a better question would be, when am I not high on marijuana?
We were just. Let's see here. Anybody in the chat before we leave? Is there any Bigfoot movies you guys love that was your favorite? Please put it in the chat real quick. What is your recommendation for a Bigfoot movie? So Dan, if somebody can only choose one Bigfoot movie for the month of October for Halloween, what is the one Bigfoot movie you would tell people to go watch? If you can only pick one.
That would depend on if people had seen movies or if they were all new to and they'd never seen a movie. You know, the number one movie of all time, The Legend of Boggy Creek. That's my favorite Bigfoot movie. And a close second would be The Creature from Black Lake. Them are my top 2 picks if you've never seen a Bigfoot movie to watch.
So World Bigfoot Radio picked Abominable. I'm bad with words today.
Abominable.
Dogman wrote The Man Who Killed Hitler and Bigfoot. Let me see here. I say Exist. And you know what?
Exist is a really good movie.
And you know what, Dina P, that's funny because I was just going to tell people myself that I would tell people Exist. It was actually one of the better movies. It was Legend of Boggy Creek and Exist are probably in my top 5 easily. It's hard to say what's number one.
Exist is in my top 10 too. Also, Primal Rage and Mountain deserve a good mention.
What did he say? Danny Stanton and I are your local South Carolina friends. Oh, Juan Truth, do you live in South Carolina too? I think Ron, Cosmic Neighbors is.
Yeah, he lives down there in Charleston.
Yeah, South Carolina. So we're getting a lot of South Carolina people. That's awesome. So Danny, what do you got coming up?
Haven't got a clue. No, I'm just kidding. This is what I got coming up. Today I'm going to read
Good choice.
2 Twilight Zone comic books and make a video about them. Eventually.
And the reason Bigfoot Radio picked Abominable because it's more of a horror movie, great for October, which that is awesome. And that's what I'm going to be when I come back on Thursday. I'm going to be doing something on paranormal, of course, paranormal Thursday, and I think I'm going to do the same thing kind of today, kind of go over. I don't know. We'll make our own top 10 horror movies to recommend people to watch for the month of October. You know, and now horror movies. That's Bigfoot movies. There's a short. You don't have a whole lot, right? But technically, when you talk horror movies, you can go anywhere on a top 10 horror movies. That is like one of the hardest lists to ever try to make, in my opinion. I mean, what would you put in the top 10 of your horror picks? So that's going to be Thursday. So everybody's homework for the next 2 days is come up with your own top 10 horror movies, and we'll go over it on Thursday of everybody's horror movies.
Join me live. Join me live tonight at midnight Eastern for the Witching Hour, where I'll be showing some old Leonard Nimoy in search of Yeti, in search of Bigfoot, and in search of other monsters.
Yeah. So beyond that, guys, again, yesterday I apologize for no show. Let me just tell you guys, I had to cry yesterday because I had to pay $1,500 to get brakes and tires done on a vehicle.
Oh.
And I also had to get some skin cut off my forehead at a doctor's office. So I was really busy yesterday with a lot of different appointments and all that. So I apologize for missing the show yesterday. I hate when I miss the show. Because all you guys are my family, and Danny, you done so many shows that when you miss a day, it kind of feels like you miss a day with your family.
Yeah, when you didn't show up Monday at noon, it just threw me all off for the whole day.
That's it.
That's my whole day up, man. I got up, ate breakfast early, and there you wasn't. I was like, what the heck?
I know.
If I knew you wasn't going to be on, I'd have slept in the...
It wasn't what I call the funnest day. I had to spend money, get skin cut off, and then it's just, it is what it is. But beyond that, guys, I hope you enjoy. Now, when I end this show, there is a trailer with the ending, and it is considered, my opinion, and Daily Dad, it's probably one of the worst Bigfoot movies you can ever watch. So it's a perfect trailer to end this show on. We'll see you all next time on the Paranormal.
Return to Boggy Creek.
What kind of crazy place is this? Does somebody live here? Yeah. The monster.
Over 15 million people thrilled to the legend of Boggy Creek. Now the monster returns to stalk the swamps and terrify the citizens in his own very special way.
The all-new Return to Boggy Creek, the family adventure picture of the year. Are you too scared to come back? Return to Boggy Creek.